anything more basic than eating, but what if your puppy's not eating? Now what? Well, this can be concerning for many puppy parents, but there are usually some very simple reasons for it. You'll need to understand the canine species and a few things that are going on in the brain of your puppy. But I do have 13 tips to help you out with this today. Michelle here, your fear-free certified dog trainer with 25 years of experience training puppies and their humans all over the world. I've had many puppies come through my home as pets and fosters and students. Hey, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when the next batch of puppy training videos is ready for you. All right, let's talk about why most puppies refuse to eat. Then I'm going to share what you can try to encourage eating. Now, I do have a long list of things you can try to work on. You should get a notebook handy. There might be a combination of reasons, and that's okay too. By understanding the reasons, you're going to better understand how to address it. Here are the top reasons why your puppy may not be eating. So, environmental. Something in the puppy's life or the environment could be causing stress. So if your puppy is new to your home, this is usually a common time to see a reduced appetite. The puppy's whole world has changed, and he or she is likely overwhelmed and even scared. Most of the time, we see puppies eat a small amount and drink some water in the first few days. Now, if your puppy is producing some pee and some poo, then you know something is getting into that little system. If you see lethargy or no bathroom activity, then it's time to call your vet. Other environmental factors is another reason, especially if your puppy is not new to your home. That could be something that's happening in your home. So we've heard of dogs not eating when there are new people living in the home, or there's a change in the situation, like if moving boxes are now in each room. Holiday decorations such as Christmas trees, they can cause stress and trepidation in sensitive dogs. And other pets can be an influence on the puppy. Their presence can be causing your pup stress because they feel the need to monitor their every whereabout constantly. Kids can also create some pressure, fear, or even anxiety, either because they're too close or invading the puppy's space, or maybe they're just a little further away but make some noise and commotion that keeps your puppy from being relaxed. Kids tend to be louder than adults, move sporadically, and often invade a puppy's space without realizing it, causing the puppy stress. Now, there are other environmental factors that are a little more obscure, but they could play a role. This could be a new thing in the home, like an air freshener, a candle, or maybe some new noises that are irritating your puppy. When trying to figure out the cause, you really have to think with all of your senses, and the nose is especially important when it comes to dogs. Now, another reason why a puppy might not be eating is something that you might not have heard of. It's called whisker fatigue. My Cavalier, Pickles, he has this issue. So if the bowl is too narrow for his face to fit in, his whiskers hit the side of the dish, causing discomfort. The more his whiskers hit the dish, the less he wants to eat out of it. As humans, we don't often think about it, but it's a real thing with dogs. Have you heard of the term contra freeloading? It's a fancy way of saying that dogs like to work for their meals. So dogs actually prefer to forage and scavenge for food. This is their natural behavior. It's in their DNA. Being handed food in a bowl is a family pet and human behavior. Now, another common reason for not eating is teething. We usually see this closer to the 15 to 16 weeks of age, when the puppy teeth are really starting to move. Your dog's mouth and gums are sore, making him reluctant to chew that hard kibble. Of course, it's always important to rule out any medical issues if your dog isn't eating. Now, most of the time, this is due to either an obstruction, like a dog who swallowed a sock or another foreign body, or something like a tooth infection, which makes any pressure in the mouth very painful. Your pup might have a combination of these reasons, so be open to exploring them all. It's gonna take a little bit of detective work on your part to figure it out, but I've given you the code book, so I think you can do it. Oh, one more reason why dogs might not eat: the tag on their collar hits the bowl. It makes a noise that startles them enough that sometimes it creates a negative association with the bowl or the food, or a combination of both. Oh, and another reason a dog might not eat is the location of where you're feeding them. So if the space is too narrow, or it's near an air vent that blows warm or cool air, or it's near something that they think is scary, your dog might refuse to eat. Okay, let's talk about what to do if your pup isn't eating. There are really so many options to try, and I encourage you to try them all at different times. Dogs like novelty, so I encourage you to not try just one thing and keep with it, but try different things, again, at different times. Number one, Try putting your puppy's meal in a box with a bunch of toys or other items. Now your puppy's gonna forage around for the food, which is a brain workout too. Number 2, try using a bigger bowl so the whiskers don't touch the sides. You can also try a bowl that doesn't reflect the dog's image back at him or her. Number 3, speaking of bowls, try scattering the food directly on the floor or a mat. If the dog does have whisker fatigue, this will help. Or the dog just might like this foraging behavior. Number 4, try not to doctor up your dog's food. If you think this is a teething issue, you can wet the kibble with some warm water to make it softer. This also brings out the aroma. Number 5, try feeding your dog in a puzzle toy. There are so many fun ones out there. The only thing to be aware of is that once your dog figures out the puzzle, this won't be as interesting or challenging. So you might need a few different kinds that come and go on rotation. Number 6, if you don't want to invest in puzzle toys, consider making your own puzzle toys using everyday household objects or things you can buy for cheap at the store. I have 2 great videos that will give you tons of ideas. When I got creative at the dollar store and the hardware store, my dogs loved it. Number 7, now a lot of our students in our online puppy training program, 30 Days to Puppy Perfection, use mealtime as training. They play the training games aimed at teaching their pups all the skills they need to learn, but in a really fun way. And by the end of the training, they didn't even realize they were learning how to walk on a leash without pulling, or how to come when called, or leave something dangerous alone. So training time is a good way to get the dog's attention and slow down the eating for those pups who gulp their food too fast. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that some dogs need to consume a small part of their meal first, freely, before getting the rest in a training game. That really helps them focus because they aren't quite so hungry. Give that a try if training time at mealtime is a little problematic. All right, number 8. One of the games in my program is called the 50 Kibble Challenge. It's actually all about using kibble as a reward all throughout the day when you see behaviors you like. That's another great option. All right, are you really loving these tips? Give this channel some love and a thumbs up, or just leave us a comment. Dog trainers like positive reinforcement too. All right, number 9. One of my favorite games is the treat scatter. This is so easy to do inside or outside. Simply just toss your pup's kibble on the floor, or in a snuffle mat, or in the grass, and let your dog go find all the food. All the sniffing is great brain work, and this is a natural behavior for dogs, so it's satisfying. Number 10. One of my team members, Allison, uses a find it game for her dog Lincoln. He loves to find his food in different rooms around the house. Lincoln doesn't really like to eat from a bowl. Allison could put a bowl of food down and he'll actually ignore it, but she takes the same kibble and creates a find it, and he's excited to chow down. Number 11, Lincoln and Pickles really love Bob-a-lot or treat kibble dispensers. These toys require your dog to solve a problem to get food out, and it's usually some kind of rolly toy that the dog has to push with their nose. Now, we reviewed several different food dispensing toys in this fun video. Number 12. If you've checked out my Instagram channel, you've probably seen the reel on the puppy onion. Now, we never give dogs real onions as they're toxic, but the puppy onion's different. This is a layering of paper and blankets or towels with kibble in the middle, and your puppy has to dig through all the layers to find the good stuff. This is an excellent brain activity too. Lincoln is a fan. All right, number 13, shredding is another great food delivery method. You can use paper, like a paper bag from the grocery store, or if you think your dog might eat too much of it, you can use half a head of lettuce. Sure, it makes a little mess, but this could be done outside or in the kitchen for easy cleanup. Now you might be thinking, wow, that was a lot of tips. I need to watch this again. Yep, save this video and refer back to it when you need more ideas for helping your dog enjoy his or her meal. And be sure to subscribe to this channel, because if you liked this video, you're gonna love the ones coming up next. All right, this is Michelle wishing you and your pup a happy and healthy mealtime.